Greetings. Welcome to Research and Persuasion. My name is Daniel DiStasio, and I'm your instructor for this course. In this course, you're going to gain skills necessary to succeed in your future classes. This is going to strengthen your ability to research, analyze, and communicate at a high level of academia. Completion of this course will build confidence and the knowledge that you'll be able to complete any task require critical thinking. There are three specific course goals, and they include the ability to conduct research for specific writing situations, integrating that evidence, that research into your writing, and to articulate an evidence-based position in a written communication, final essay. So, how do we plan for success in this course? I just want to point out a few areas, a few things that you can do to succeed. First is read the syllabus, understand what's happening, and look ahead. Pay attention to detail, review the rubrics. When you submit an assignment and you're complete with the assignment, check the rubric one more time to be sure that you've met all the criteria. Read the announcements. Every week I post an overview of the week and a video like this on Monday. And during the week, I post additional videos and resources. They're very helpful, and I hope that you will take advantage of them. Manage your time. Again, that goes back to that planning and looking ahead. Know when you're going to have an assignment due. Know that those weeks that we have discussions, you'll be posting your first post on Thursday night. And then imagine what you can do after you succeed in this course. For a course overview, we have basically 8 weeks broken down into both assignments and discussions. This week, we will be discussing how we use research and our exposure to research, and we'll be creating a research question, which will send us on our path to our final essay. In week 2, we have another discussion talking about different perspectives, how people look at the same thing different ways, and we'll journal about our research process. In week 3, we're going to draft part of our essay, the collection of sources. We'll be talking about the sources and the articles that we are going to use. That same collection of sources will help us in our discussion and our outline and peer review in week 4. In week 5, we'll do a more comprehensive draft of the essay, and I will be giving the most feedback in week 5 for that draft to help you on your final. After you've drafted and got notes from me, in week 6, you'll take that same draft and bring it to a peer review and get some feedback from your peers. And then finally, in week 7, you'll submit your final project. So week 1, we have a discussion using research. Your initial post asks that you introduce yourself and have you used research in the past. This should be 1 to 2 paragraphs. You want to provide an example and tell us what was the purpose, what were you trying to learn, who was your audience, it might be someone else or yourself, and what steps did you take to complete the research, and what worked and what didn't. Did you find any trouble? Did you need something you didn't have perhaps? And this could be an example of researching what car to buy, or it might be some research you've done in a past course, or maybe researching for a job. Perhaps you were looking at different possibilities. So any personal or academic pursuit where you needed to find some information would qualify as using research. You'll be required to have 2 peer responses. Be sure to stay on topic and be respectful. You want to provide constructive feedback. Don't simply agree. And when possible, use evidence and examples. Perhaps you saw something that might help your peer's topic, and maybe you'll share that with a link or some information. And you want to be as clear and concise. Avoid generalizations like, yeah, that's really a great idea. I never thought. Ask questions. It's always a good idea if you can get the person to think a little different. And if I ask you a question, your mind immediately goes into this form of trying to figure out exactly what is it that I'm asking. And then be ready to acknowledge different perspectives. We all come from different backgrounds, we have different experiences, so we look at things differently. You want to be able to acknowledge and respect those, and always stay positive. Be open to the learning. I'm going to take just a second and talk about the rubric for the discussions and what I look for when I look at this rubric, which is how I assess what you've done. In comprehension, it says develops an initial post with organized, clear point of view or idea using rich and significant details. Now, discussion posts are not based on word count, but a few sentences does not give the depth or richness of detail that we would expect. So if you basically answer the question and say, well, I researched a car, I looked at two different cars, and I kind of looked at price and how old they were and what I could afford, and on that I based the decision. If that is your response, that's okay. It's not a very detailed response. A detailed response would say, I compared uh, Hondas, Fords, and Subarus, and I knew that I wanted a car that was fairly new, and my budget was X. This is giving us a lot more detail. So I look for that detail. I look for fullness. I look that you've answered all of the questions. Engagement, again, a few sentences doesn't really show engagement. I agree with you, or I never thought of that, or it's really good, or one time I did. And not looking for word count, but obviously if you have more depth, you're going to need a little more breadth with the words themselves. In Module 1, we have an assignment, and that includes creating a research question. First, you'll select a category in the project resource document. You'll select one of the articles listed under your category, identify a debatable topic related to your chosen source, and then write a research question about your topic. State the purpose of your research. Again, in the rubric, in category, did you select a category? And it's always best, and excuse me, I'm going to go back here for just a minute. It's always best to answer each question in order and refer to it. The category that I chose was, the article I chose was, my debatable topic is. And that's what I look for when I look at this rubric. Did he identify the category? Did he name the article in APA or MLA, just like it says? Is the topic debatable? What is the debate? Did you write the research question? And I'm sorry, what is the purpose? So that is the rubric, and that is pretty basic, standard. So our primary goals for week 1, choose a topic, develop the research question, stake a position, and consider your audience. Again, a quick overview of our timeline of the next 8 weeks. In week 1, you're going to get your topic choice and you're going to write your question. Week 2, you'll begin that research. In week 3 to 4, you will be drafting the sources. You'll be talking about what sources you're using. You'll take that to a peer review. In week 5, you'll draft the actual essay and again take that to a peer review. And then finally, you'll write your final essay. So just a couple of things. Never stop asking questions. And always, always, if you have a question, contact me. There's no question that's too small, no question that may seem too trivial. Ask. Don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out something that I could answer in just a few minutes. I'm here to help. I want you to know that I'm very accessible, pretty easygoing guy. Please feel free to contact me via email. You can text me, you can schedule a meeting, and I'll call or Zoom you, and we can sit down and go through your assignment one-on-one. So I think patience and perseverance are the most important qualities for success generally. So be patient with yourself. You're doing something really great, and you may not succeed, or you may not be do excellent on your first go, but it's okay. You're getting there. You're taking steps forward. And finally, just remember, you make mistakes. There are opportunities to learn. Be bold and you'll succeed. I look forward to this class and I hope to hear from you soon.